Aloha, aloha, aloha. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take the time to watch this daily cash flow video game. My name is Brent from pussyitis.The, and we're going to jump right into it. Today I'm going with something different. The stock market for kids. One reason why I like it, mainly because I like the stock market. I think educating people is pretty good. That's why I'm recording these videos for you every day. And another reason why I like it is because it's located right here between this opportunity, these dreams, donate. The only bad thing around it is right here and right here. So the way that we're going to win this game is that we either land on this or we're going to be on this fast track and earn, I think, $50,000 of passive income. But in order to get there, we need to get out of this rat race. And we get out of this rat race by earning more passive income, and then we have total expenses. So let's jump right into it. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I've been having a fantastic week. It's actually been so phenomenal, so great. And it's not because everything is going well. Actually, things are going real crappy. But it's how I'm dealing with the things that make it a fantastic week. And in my opinion, what do we got going on here? I don't know. In my opinion, success is coming from how does one deal with negative things that happen. Your ability to deal with rare gold coin. We'll buy it. The only reason, the thing about buying it is now, until we sell it, like these first three, once you fill up these three, the fourth, the fifth, you're not going to be able to sell whatever assets you have until you sell these three. But it's the beginning of the game. What the heck? We'll buy it. Maybe we can sell it relatively soon. So how? Oh, got a baby. We're only gonna have up to 3 children in this game, and that increases with this character. Who is this? Who is a secretary? Increases our monthly expenses by 140. So your ability to overcome obstacles and maybe defining what overcoming an obstacle means would be beneficial. I think it's oh dang, dropped down to 7. Now, what I don't like about that is if we land on downsides right now, we're gonna have to borrow $1,000. So let's roll at 5. 5. 1. Oh, okay, I'll go with another one. Small deal, we're gonna pass on that. Sometimes the obstacle is some very negative thing. Well, what's nice is that we got to roll a 1 here and then a 4, and that makes it a 5, so that's great. Pass on that. Oh, hold on 1 second. Alright. So I see that 2 easy examples of obstacles. I'm sure there can be more than just these 2, but these are 2 that easily come to mind. The first one is, let's say you want to day trade in the stock market. So in order to day trade in the stock market, you're going to need a minimum account balance of $25,000. So one obstacle that you have to overcome is coming up with $25,000, and perhaps maybe you got 20, so you need to come up with whatever. It doesn't matter. What really matters is that a lot of times when you're first getting into something, you're at your highest peak of enthusiasm. So obstacles that you need to overcome in order to do something that you're excited to do, well, sometimes it's really not that much of a challenge because you want the thing. And maybe wording it as it's not that much of a challenge. Maybe that's really not the proper way to word it. But let's compare and contrast having to fill out a bunch of paperwork, having to, let's say, like you want to be a doctor. Then an obstacle is that you need to get the education. And if you love school anyways, then you'll be happy to do that. Now let's say over time you become a doctor and you accidentally kill someone, and now you're facing a malpractice lawsuit. That's wonderful. Not a malpractice lawsuit and you killed someone, but getting a 3-2 house with $100 cash flow with no money down. That's wonderful. So then you have a new obstacle to overcome. You've really, depending on your emotions and how you handle negative things and how you handle stress, your obstacle of overcoming the emotion and the fact of dealing with having killed someone and then the lawsuit with it and all the ramifications that come along with it, that is something that you need to overcome. And some people, that will knock them out of the game. They'll, even if they somehow overcome the lawsuit, then their nerves and their emotions might be so rattled. Oh, I'm never going to do that type of surgery again, or however it happened. So those are two things that I see happening. Is there's certain obstacles we have to overcome in order to be able to do something. Could be, I want to make money, so I need to get a job, so I need to go to all these interviews, I need to do this. But when you want the money and you need to get a job to get the money, you're excited to do it. You're telling the person that's interviewing you that you're going to show up every day of the week and all this stuff. But once you have the job, you're not showing up every day of the week. They're calling you up, and you say, well, or you calling them up, and like, well, I got this, man. You're coming up with all these excuses on how you're not going to get there anymore. And then there's obstacles of how do you keep going under really adverse situations, especially. We're going to pass on this because that would make it 2 out of 3 things that aren't really easy to sell. So overcoming those obstacles that will knock most people out of the game. The doctor situation is pretty good, but maybe anyone watching this video, maybe that's unrealistic. Maybe that's actually a very fucking stupid example, because maybe most of you, if you're a doctor, you're not going to be watching this video anyways. So what would be a more realistic example that an everyday person might watch, and someone that's not might watch, but someone might encounter? And if I'm to assume, which may be a false assumption or may be correct, if I'm to assume that the majority of people watching this video are maybe not the most financial savvy, the most success savvy, they're not doctors, they're not necessarily whatever, just your average person. What would be an average person type situation? Well, they're really trying to give us this start part-time company. When I play the game in paper, I will buy a lot of this stuff because now I'm limited to these first 3 things I can sell, but the 4th, the 5th, I can't sell those other ones until I sell the first 3. I think something that might happen to a lot of people is something about having next to no money, or your bank account in negative, over withdrawn in your bank account. And are we downsized? Dang, we got downsized. Overdrawn the bank account and Oh, you know what a real common one is? Your friends and family, significant others, somehow against what you're trying to do, and the pressure. And I know that's a real common one because on the Rich Dad radio show, a lot of people write in and ask Kim and Robert, how do I deal with my friends and family? Pardon me. My friends and family saying whatever negative stuff. I think a lot of people succumb to that. I actually have an acquaintance that, I don't know, he succumbs to it. He lives with his mommy and daddy. He lives with mommy and daddy. And he's fucking 30 years old. How about that? And, you know, if his parents tell him, you know, stay home in bed and suck your thumb because you can suck on mama's titty to drink milk, then he won't put himself in any risky endeavor. And even though intellectually there's times when he knows that in certain times that he would be benefited from taking this little bit of risk. And intellectually he knows it. And when he's around other people that are willing to stomach risk, he'll say that he's going to do it. But then when he go home and talk to mommy and daddy says, no, go hide under the covers. Go hide under your bed. The monster might get you. Downsized again. Dang. Then that sways on him, and he doesn't take the action. And I've known this guy, it's 2016 right now, I've known this guy since 2006, I've known him for 10 years. So I've seen how, where once we were more like closer in the same path of being successful in life, how his lack of overcoming negative influences in his life like that, the emotional component of it, where even though that intellectually he knows that taking some of these risks, and some of them aren't even risks. Like I've seen him in situations before where he had nothing to risk. All he had to do was get on a bus and go help someone else out with their business. Is this our stock? Okay, good. And he would learn, and he would risk nothing. And he doesn't do that because mommy and daddy talk to me. So it's fucking pussy. You know, it's just being a pussy. A lot of people, that's the biggest obstacle they have to get over. Oh, that's great. Is being fucking weak pussies. And you know what? You can do it. If you're a weak fucking pussy, you can get over it. Take some steps. And I think one way, that's why I would say, if you feel like you're a weak fucking pussy, if you don't want to admit it to anyone else, but deep down inside, you know it yourself, that you're a fucking pussy, play this game and start just building a little bit of emotional and mental strength by taking some risk in this game. That's at least something you can do. It's taking action. It'll help you out. Because if you just remain a weak, emotional fucking pussy, then you're going to end up living a life, a half-assed life, maybe even only a quarter of an ass, maybe, point something ass life. But let me upload this video right now before we'll stop it right here. I'm going to upload this video. In the meantime, if you haven't already, go create yourself an account at richdad.com. It's free. You can start playing the cash flow game for free. And work on being a strong human being instead of a weak fucking pussy.